Oh boy, wrestling fans, what's going on, man? It's Black Couch Booking here with a brand new video. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, and if you're old to the channel, Couch Crew, what's going on? I'm hitting y'all with something very different today, man. I want to get back in my creative bag, hot topics and hot takes and criticism and breakdowns is cool and all, but I want to have some fun. And you know what? I actually want to spread some positivity today. So we're gonna get into this video where I will be giving compliments, heartfelt compliments, real compliments to wrestlers that I don't like. Now, when I say don't like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all these individuals, they work, all their lives or however long to get to this point in time in their wrestling career. So I would never take anything away from them, really. But of course, we all have our opinions, just like we don't like certain basketball teams, football teams, actors, blah, blah, blah. I don't like certain wrestlers for whatever reason. So I will give the reason why I do not like the wrestler, and then I will give them a compliment. Please comment down below if you agree, that you might not like any of these wrestlers, and leave some comments in the comment section as well. I want to see some good comments. And you can be sarcastic if you want to, but I'm really going to try my best. And I have 20 people on this list, so let's get right into it. Man, this is going to be something, bro. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, this is the list. Okay, we got 20 individuals. Some y'all might be shocked by some of these, but relax. I'm gonna get into it. Who do I want to get into first? I already know. I already know which one y'all want me to do first, so I'll just get out the way. Dragon Lee. Why do I not like Dragon Lee? Well, first of all, he beat Andrade for the speed title, even though I don't care about the speed title at all. I don't even know who got the speed title right now. Y'all know Andrade, my favorite wrestler currently. And Dragon Lee also beat Austin Theory on main event, if I'm not mistaken. And if I'm not mistaken, did he beat Karrion Cross at main event too? Or am I tripping? If he did, let me know. But Dragon Lee, he's been getting on my nerves lately, but I don't really hate Dragon Lee, man. Obviously, I'm trolling, but he better watch his back. Um, he is the fake Rey Mysterio. Anyway, positive. Okay. Positive. Dragon Lee actually has a really decent skill set, and I will say his time in NXT, I did think he was gonna break the curse of this guy's the next Rey Mysterio. Every mask guy that has a certain type of mask is trying to be the next Rey Mysterio. Everybody thought Sin Cara was gonna be Kalisto, this guy, that guy, this guy, but I actually thought Dragon Lee had a chance, and him and his brother is kind of cold. Shout out to Roosh, actually kind of cold in AEW. I think jumping ship to WWE might not have been the best move in hindsight, but I mean, they're not really doing nothing with mask guys in AEW. So I will say Dragon Lee does have a nice move set, and I think that if he was never put in the LWO, that he still could have stood out. But now that Ray Phoenix is there as well, it gets oversaturated. But the AAA acquisition, he might actually be able to do something. So with that skill set, I would like to see him do something in AAA. And you know what? I'll be watching. So shout out to Dragon Lee. Boy, that took a lot out of me, chat. Y'all gotta like the video just for that, bro. I just don't clip this neither. Don't clip this. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. That okay. Uh Dolph Ziggler's brother. That's his name. Ryan Nemeth. He just got a punchable face. Like he looks like a dickhead. I'm not gonna lie. He looks like a jerk. Like in real life, bro. I can see him. He's a frat boy archetype. Like this guy would have been a match made for the Spirit Squad if he would have been, around back in them days. Positive, 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 positive. I will, but he does do good heel work. Oh, also that AEW shit. He was trying to sue AEW. He a bitch. But let me get to the positive. He does do good heel work though. I think he has that like I said, he got that jerk type of personality that could really get over. If they wanted to just pull something random or just something crazy, imagine this guy being a world champion. Everybody would hate it, but I think that would be good for business. Sometimes you need a heel that you can hate. I think he got Logan Paul, not as much as Logan Paul kind of heat, but like people really don't like this guy. They really think he's a jerk and he's pretentious and things like that. But we don't know him in real life. But shout out to him. Um, let's see. Let me get the booty short guys out of here. Hank and Tank. Now these guys, no, like the negative first. Once I first seen him with them booty shorts, bro, I was like, I can't take no dudes with Daisy Duke seriously. But let me get to the positive though. The first time I really watched them like in a full match and paid attention was when they actually won the tag team championships. And I do think that they give me Heavy Machinery vibes, but I think their chemistry is actually better than Heavy Machinery vibes. I think their chemistry is actually pretty good, and I think they're doing good as the NXT tag team champions. They just need to get some more high profile feuds, some really like some matches that would define them as a tag team. So Hank and Tech are actually doing pretty well. I can't even sit up here and cap. I'm not, I'm not a hater, but I think these guys, I think these guys could do something. We don't really have a lot of tag teams that's like two big guys. So I think that they could actually make an impact if given the opportunity. But they still need to get some more runs in NXT because they stuff can get stale after a while. I like to see a shift in their attitudes and see, but we do need babyface tag teams. So I mean I'm not mad at what they're doing. Um, Let me go with Austin Powers, Jamie Hayter. Now, Jamie Hayter is talented. I'm not gonna lie. Jamie Hayter and Mercedes Moné had a decent match in my opinion, but I don't see the hype. I think people overhype Jamie Hayter, and like I don't like her new gimmick. I like the old. Now she look like Austin Powers extra, but like I said, I will say she is good in the ring. Um, like I said, I was rocking with like the old hairstyle, the old everything. I'm not the fan of what she's doing right now, but she is very talented. And her if she would have beat Mercedes Moné and advanced in the tournament, that wouldn't have been a bad move, to be honest. But I know why, the real decision was made. But she's a talented athlete. You can never take nothing away from her in that regard. Ali, I don't dislike him because of him. I dislike him. I think it's really more so the potential. I thought this guy really had the potential to be like a breakout star. He was supposed to get pushed, and then things happened, injuries happened, blah blah blah. Obviously, he's supposed to get pushed during the Kofi era. And I thought this guy was cold. I kind of did blame him for retribution. I know it really wasn't his fault, but I thought retribution could have been a cool faction. And I was really upset about that. So. I think the reason why I don't like him is because of, a lot of things that he touched was that I thought were going to turn to gold, didn't turn to gold, but it's not just on him, it's on the booking as well. But nah, he cold, bro. On the independent scene, he was cold since he left WWE. He's had some good matches, doing some great stuff right now. I think that he should be given the opportunity to do more. And I think he's earned his notoriety as of right now, bro. He since leaving WWE, this man has been talked about a lot, and he's had some banger matches. So I can't even sit up here and lie like I don't know what's going on. I've been keeping up low key, but I gotta tap in with TNA a little bit more. And if your boy glistening, I'm sweating. I don't got the fan on because I don't want y'all to hear the fan. So I'm gonna run through this. But yeah, y'all gotta leave a like because I'm sweating for y'all, bro. Like this is crazy. I know. CM Punk. I don't have a problem with CM Punk. I think my issue with CM Punk is a guy who left the company, talked about the company so bad, he's just a little hypocritical to me. Obviously I knew he was gonna come back if the money was right, but just be honest about your intentions, bro. You came back because the money was right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You obviously cut a promo like, hey, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. That's character thing. I'm talking about real life, bro. You was talking trash about WWE. You went to AEW, and then even if AEW wasn't perfect, bro, you are part of the reason why all the negativity is over there that came out as well. And then you essentially left and almost buried the company. People could say Cody Rhodes did that as well, but I don't think so. I think Cody Rhodes left and AEW was still fine, but CM Punk left a bad stain on AEW, not just from a fan perspective, but wrestler's perspective as well. So I did blame him for that. But CM Punk is one of the greats. I love CM Punk with the long hair, ECW CM Punk. I loved Pipe Bomb CM Punk and Straight Edge Society CM Punk is my favorite CM Punk. So CM Punk has given me some very good moments. And I do respect that he went to the UFC and tried something different, even though, it didn't work out the way he wanted. Sometimes you got to dare to be great. And if you fail, you fail, but you got to actually do it. And a lot of people who will talk about him won't actually try to do different things. Big E. He to Big E's the main Booty-O's component. Y'all know how I felt about the New Day with the Booty-O's thing. Y'all know I wanted the New Day, like as a black tag team, black faction to be taken seriously. Obviously, everyone can't be taken seriously, and sometimes the comedy things helps propel people. But Big E was the one that was getting on my nerves the most. This big guy doing the 5 count. It went from Big E Langston doing a 5 count to shaking his ass and all that. So that was very annoying to me. But I respect Big E, man. Big E is part of one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Top three, in my opinion. Yes, they took the Dudley spot. I'll say it and I'll say it again. Top three tag teams of all time. And Big E, like I said, Big E Langston was a great run. I enjoyed that run. Very much so. And Big E is one of the very few black WWE champions in history. So I got respect for Big E. And I really hope that he could wrestle one more time. Have one more run if that's the only thing he can do. I want to see him wrestle again. We smoking that never mind. I was about to say we smoking that Reg Holland pack, but you can't blame Reg Holland. Mistakes happen. Shout out to Reg Holland. I actually like Reg Holland. That's why he's not on this list. Rusev. Rusev. Rusev has so much potential to me, bro. I think it's the same with Ali. I'm mad at Rusev's potential. AEW did kind of screw him over, but sometimes even when you're given nonsense, you got to take it and run with it. People say they went about John Moxley when he was Dean Ambrose, he was given nonsense at times. He still made the best of it, and then he was able to get opportunities after he had nonsense. And Rusev, to me, didn't make the best of his opportunities, and I don't like what he's doing in WWE right now. But I will say, man, at the height of his popularity, the Rusev Day run with Lana, Aiden English, and all that was very, very good. And Rusev introduced the world to Joe Hendry to a lot of people. So it is what it is. And I'm happy that Rusev and Lana has worked through their issues and and I'm happy they're together because I want my boy to be happy. So shout out to Rusev for getting sentimental with y'all. Apollo Cruz, I don't got a problem with Apollo Cruz. Shout out to him for graduating college and stuff like that. But Apollo Cruz, bro, like I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think my issue with him is another thing of potential. I think that the Nigerian run could have worked, to be honest. I think I don't know. I mean, I can't blame him, but like you look what Obafemi doing. I think if he could have been used as a serious run, that it would have worked. To me, it turned out it was more comedic than serious because I was just laughing at the accent the whole time. Even though he won the IC championship and all that, I think Apollo Crews had more potential than people thought. You know what I'm saying? I thought guys like him and Cedric Alexander could have been a good mid card level guy, but they just even though like a guy like Ezekiel Jackson got way more of a push, but Apollo Crews I would argue is more successful, but I'm just not happy with what with his potential, but I do think that his perseverance is something that's admirable that he's still around and still doing his thing, and when he come back from injury he'll still have a job because he has something and he can help the lower card, he can help the mid card. You just got to use him. They was using him before he got hurt. So, you know what I'm saying? Sparingly, but he was being used more than other guys that's being catering for such long periods of time. Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton is very talented. She's very talented in the ring. What I don't like about Tiffany Stratton is that they made her a face, but she's a natural heel, so it's not really her fault. But I don't think she has it as you're trying to make her a Barbie doll gimmick to be a face makes sense, but for her it just doesn't make sense because she's so naturally a heel, so naturally the daddy's girl from NXT, and that's really the archetype that she'll always be seen as. In order for her to evolve to something new, she got to dye her hair, talk with a regular voice, get new gear, like everything got to change, and they're not willing to do that. But like I said, she is very talented, and I do think she has some great in-ring skills, and she's had some good matches in my opinion. And I think that when she dropped this title, like Rhea Ripley right now is about to get a resurgence because she doesn't have the title. She's about to do stuff with Raquel. I think Tiffany Stratton could benefit from that as well, and then people will look at her very differently. Just like Io Sky when she first dropped her first championship and then got some runs without the belt, then she gained back, the people's attention. I think Tiffany Stratton will do that. And the height of her popularity as the Money in the Bank was very, very, very good. Why I don't like this guy? Because he's dating Mercedes Moné, and I'm jealous. But nah, actually, funny enough, of all the mass dudes on AEW Collisions, the Beast, Mortis actually stands out. I think bro is better than Luchasaurus guy back in the day that used to be with this guy. I hate Jack Perry. I really don't like that guy. I can't stand him, bro. He just, He's a little punk to me, like for real, for real. Shout out to CM Punk. I'll give CM Punk this. This is a guy who needed his ass whooped, but his heel run with the TNT Championship was dope. I ain't gonna lie, he was a good heel, and I think that he did some good work. I ain't gonna hold you. Did I like him as Jungle Boy with the dinosaur nigga? No, but his heel run, the TNT, that was fire. I ain't gonna hold you. I can hate all I want, but he was cooking. I ain't gonna cap with you. Her, I gotta try to be respectful because I love John Morrison, Johnny TV, whatever you want to call him. Her, she got a nice body. That's my positive. But no, she actually good as a heel manager for Deonna Purrazzo. I thought she was doing really good for her. What I don't like, is how just some people when they do interviews, when they talk, you just get the vibe is just a little. I don't know what it is about Taya Valkyrie. I just never really, ever since I first seen her with, she can wrestle. I'll say that she can wrestle, but ever since first seen her with Johnny TV, Johnny Mundo, whatever, John Morrison, it's just something about her, bro. I don't know what it is. She gives me that OF vibe, OF girl vibe. I don't know why. I don't even know if she has an OF, but it's just something off about her, bro. I mean, but she's straight though. She's straight. She can. Funny thing is, she can actually really wrestle, but I just don't like. Maybe it's the character. Maybe she's too good at her job. Okada. Only reason why I don't like Okada, I don't like his AEW run. Okada is a legend in New Japan. Don't get it messed up. The original Kenny Omega versus Okada matches, chef's kiss, and maybe All In they'll have a banger. But I will say, bitch, I love that his catchphrase in AEW is hilarious. If you don't know, he be just randomly like bitch. That is funny. It's the funniest thing in the world. So I'll give Okada that. That's actually hilarious. And to come into an American audience, that's what he uses to get over. I'm rocking. Sammy. Um, I don't really got a problem with Sami Zayn. I'm actually starting to like him a lot more. I just never liked Sami Zayn because I always thought Kevin Owens was better. That's literally the reason why. And they usually let Sami Zayn get the better of Kevin Owens, and I really hated it. But I actually like Sami Zayn, and I wanted him to win King of the Ring and be world champion. I think he should get one world championship run. I think he's worth it, and his character work as the conspiracy theorist thing when he had the fake IC belt, the little toy IC belt or whatever, was dope to me. And his run with the bloodline shouldn't have worked, but he made it work, and he did make the bloodline stuff fun. So I can't give props where props is due. Maxine, I don't got a problem with Maxine Dupree. I just don't like I don't like I think that she can actually really wrestle and she has to do doofus stuff until they figure out something for her. Actually, a positive vibe. I actually thought that she was a good manager for the maximum male models and that they shouldn't have gave up on that. I think she'll be a better manager, but her managing Alpha what are they, the Alpha Academy? I don't like it, but and I don't like the worm she does either. But I do think she had a Stacy Keibler archetype. If she can really wrestle and all this is nonsense that she's doing, I would love to see if she could really be a serious wrestler. Like she could have a Nikki ASH type of Money in the Bank cash in one year randomly and just win the belt and be a sympathetic baby face or something like that. But I like her as a heel better. Daniel Bryan Danielson, whatever. I don't like him because I think a lot of because in my opinion, I don't think he's a lot of people saying this guy's top five. That's I mean everybody got their own opinion, but I will say he's really really great for small guys. He's definitely top five small guys. If you talk about Rey Mysterio, Bryan Danielson got to be up there with top five small guys, and small is relative. But he is very talented, one of the best technical wrestlers ever. I would say he definitely top five, top 10 best technical wrestlers, top 10 best technical wrestlers ever. He was just never my cup of tea. My favorite Daniel Bryan run was when he had the recycle belt. You know what I'm saying? That was him as a heel was dope. Obviously, I like heels more than faces, but for him in particular, that was dope. And the team Hell No thing was funny as well. Almost at the end, Otis is straight. Otis is straight, bro. I don't like, how do I say this? I think the money in the bank was wasted on Otis, even though the Miz picked it up and got it from him. It was really wasted. The stuff with Mandy Rose was probably the height of Otis's career and popularity. I think Otis is in a little bit better shape. They could have made him an actual threat. Like, even though he's not the tallest, he's still big. Otis versus Braun Strowman, Otis versus Omos, Otis versus you name it, whoever is actually supposed to mean something. But whenever he matches up against those guys, I'm like, why does this mean anything? He's just a big dude. He's not tall. Like if him and JC Mateo get into it, I'm like, all right, cool. This is kind of more comp. But they try to build Otis up as a big deal. And this man wasted the money in the bank. So I was upset with that. But I will say, he's put on some very random good matches, like out of nowhere even. Like I said, the stuff with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville was pretty good. Him as a tag team in NXT was pretty good to me, and he does have charisma. He can sell, and he merch and stuff like that. He's like, he's somewhat funny. I think Akira Tozawa is the funniest act in the Alpha Academy, besides when Chad Gable was in it. But I think Otis definitely, they could have did something with him. Not a serious champion, but him as a one-off United States champion would have been straight. And last but not least. I think this one is self-explanatory. Tessa Blanchard, she's done something in her past will be very unforgivable for a lot of people. Very unforgivable. If you don't know, look it up. I don't even got to talk about it for real. But she is a very talented wrestler. And at the height of her prime and her popularity, bro, she really could have been something special if she would have never. Sometimes all I gotta do is shut your mouth and do your job. If she would have never got into it the way she got into it, bro, she would be on top and she would have been in WWE by now. She'd have been WWE by now. But sometimes, and especially what she did with WoW, man, she really ruined herself for real. But she is very talented though. She really supposed to be one of them people that's supposed to be ranked like top 10 from the 2010s to now. But a lot of people will keep her off of that for the personal things she did, which whether you think that's fair or not, that's up to you. She not in my top 10 because bro, what she did was crazy, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. But not even just that, she's got a bad attitude. She's bad for the locker room. A lot of stuff outside of that situation that like the locker room wasn't rocking with her. So she had to, have a come into God moment and figure it out. But, you know, that's my list. I want to know what y'all list is. I want to know what y'all think about my picks. I want to know y'all opinions and throw in some positive comments for these individuals if you don't like them. But like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for the love support as always. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Want to switch it up? I'm coming at y'all with more fantasy booking, more creative videos. We're going to drop the hot topics and stuff every now and then. But you know what I'm saying? I just want to, get back to form and do things differently and, have some creative fun, man. Thank y'all for the love and support as always. Talk to y'all later, man. Peace out.